morning. It's June 30th. Okay, we are gonna work on getting into fat burn blitz here over the next couple of days. So I might be a little cranky. That's okay. All right, so I ignored the max line on my NutriBullet, which makes it blow up. And I've done it before, so I know it makes it blow up, but I did it anyway. So this is gonna like be messy. It's still good though. It's still good. I was about to say it's normally not as good because I put too much coffee or I put too much ice. But the mocha shake with the coconut coffee and the spinach and the ice is still one of my favorite ways to start the morning. Even if I make a giant mess, there's like a puddle on my counter here. You should pay attention to things like the line that says max and believe it. Okay, so you don't have to be a mess like me. The other thing I did for today was decide we were gonna eat a lot of the savory fuelings that I don't usually have. So we're gonna have the wild blueberry almond hot cereal for our second fueling. And it takes a while for that one to, soften, fully hydrate. So I just added the third of a cup of water like it says on the package. We'll just leave that hanging around, and then in 2.5 hours, we'll microwave that a little bit, and that will be our second fueling. Last night, I boiled up a bunch of water. I added it to some chili. I added it to pesto mac and cheese. They're in the fridge, so they'll be hydrated, and then you just have to heat them up for like 1 or 2 minutes. So I'll see you in a couple hours, and we'll heat up the blueberry oatmeal. All right. It's about 11:15. We're gonna have our blueberry oatmeal. I think we microwaved it for 2 minutes, and we probably should have microwaved it for about 1. It's the last envelope, and I'm not sad about that. Okay, so we are gonna finish up this blueberry oatmeal, and then we are gonna make a lean and green. It's about 1:30. We're gonna have the spinach pesto mac and cheese. So again, I put the 1/2 cup of water into this container last night. I just boiled the water in the tea kettle and then I let it sit. Then I threw it in the fridge and I just microwaved it for a minute, and now it's perfect. Okay, it's good. It's just kind of small. It makes me sad. I want there to be like 9 times more. That beep means our spaghetti squash is done. We'll pull that out of the oven and I'll show it to you. All right, here's our spaghetti squash. I like to, take the fork and scrape all the spaghetti strands out when it's not 350 degrees. And I'm kind of bored today, so that's why we cook this so early. You can clearly just do this right before you make the whole meal. It doesn't have to be done early. I just have plenty of time. It's about 3:30. We're gonna eat this chili. Again, I hydrated this last night. I just microwaved it for 2 minutes because it really takes a while to get those beans to like cook. It smells so good. Not bad. All right, we're gonna relax. We're gonna eat this. We went for a little walk. It is totally sprinkling out, but that was the best time of the day. Everything else said just pouring with a chance of thunderstorms. So we just went for a little walk around the neighborhood. Nothing major. We're gonna eat this, then maybe clean up and start to cook the lean and green. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. We're gonna try to recreate the delicious lasagna-like thing that Christina made us. So we roasted a spaghetti squash instead of zoodles, and now we're gonna make this cheese sauce, and it says to take a package of the 1/3 less fat cream cheese and 1 cup of sour cream, which we are gonna replace with our Chobani Greek non-fat yogurt. And we're gonna see if we can blend it in our NutriBullet, which I'm not sure about. I'm not sure if we're gonna make another giant mess. It's very possible. Won't be the first one today. Why would it be the last? So let's see, we got our cream cheese. So we don't have any mozzarella and we don't have any Parmesan because we keep eating them. So we're going to replace those with probably some Velveeta. So again, we didn't check with nutritional support. We're pretty sure this is sort of a lean and green, right? We'll see how it goes. That is a lot of cream cheese. All right, the whole package goes into the blender thing. And then we need 1 cup of Greek yogurt. Not really sure how to get 1 cup of Greek yogurt out. We probably need a spoon, huh? Okay, here we go. So again, it's supposed to be sour cream. I don't have sour cream, but I do have plain Greek yogurt, which I'm pretty sure is the sour cream alternative. So we're gonna see how this works. So we have this because we made the like the Mexican enchilada beef recipe. So these kind of looked like friends. We will see. All right, so that's about 1 cup of that. Put that in there. Okay. Then it said 1 package of chives. And we found freeze-dried chopped chives. So I don't know what 1 packet would look like. Maybe it would be 2 capfuls. Oh, that's a great idea. 1, 2. That could work. And 2 teaspoons of rosemary, which, oh, you're right, I don't have that either. What I do have is Bell's seasoning, which has rosemary as the first ingredient. So that has to be wicked close, right? So it says 2 teaspoons of this. So we're gonna dump that in there. Okay, perfect. Bell's is like an Italian seasoning, poultry seasoning. It's just yummy. You can't really hurt it, right? So now we're gonna put this all in the NutriBullet, and hopefully it's gonna make us a delicious creamy sauce. I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done blending. Okay, it's all blended up. It's delicious, by the way. I mean, what's not to like? It's sour creamy. It's like a great dip right now. All right, so we cooked up the spaghetti squash. We shred that out. Now we gotta cook up 2 pounds of beef with a whole bunch of garlic and some more Italian spices. So I'm gonna start to brown the beef. All right, I put the 2 pounds of beef in the pan. We're gonna brown it up. It says brown 2 pounds of ground beef with 3 cloves of chopped garlic. So I looked it up, that's 1.5 teaspoons of the chopped garlic. Season with Italian seasoning, salt, pepper, and Cajun sauces. And then we're gonna add like 2 cups of tomato sauce and some Worcestershire sauce and simmer for 20 minutes. Ooh. That's a little fancier. See how we do. Our 2 pounds of hamburger are starting to brown. You can see our spaghetti squash. All right, I added 2 cups of the rose tomato sauce, 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire, and 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, and we're just gonna let this simmer for about 20 minutes. All right, so I got my casserole pan. I put Pam in the bottom, and I emptied one of the spaghetti squashes on the bottom. I'm preheating my oven to 350 degrees, and my beef is just about done. Okay, so we are gonna add half of this beef to the casserole pan. Okay. Spread that out. a mess. Excellent. Okay, we're gonna add half the cheese sauce from the blender. Okay, we'll spread that out. That's delicious. Okay, and here's where it says to put a cup of mozzarella cheese, and we're going to put 2 slices of Velveeta. So we're going to put this in here. Plus, for some reason, it doesn't tempt me like the bags of cheese have been lately. So it's okay to have it in the house. All right, we're going to empty the spaghetti squashes to make the next layer. So I've already like scraped most of it out, and I just gotta put it in here. So again, the original recipe, this would be like a penne, which I bet would be delicious, but we're not having pasta. When Christina made it while I was down in Virginia, she did zoodles, because we had, she had a zoodle maker she wanted to try, so that was delicious. I just happened to have a spaghetti squash in the fridge when I came home that I needed to get used up, so I went with spaghetti squash. And I bet it'll be just as good. All right, we're just going to do the game one more time. We're going to put the rest of the beef in. Oh my God, that looks so good. Okay, spread that out. Okay, the rest of the cheese sauce. I think this is also what kind of makes it taste like lasagna, this creamy, delicious cheese sauce with the spices in it and the chives. This was super easy too. I would have thought we would have been chopping up onions and peppers, but that was not called for. All right, I'm gonna call that good enough. And then our last 2 slices of cheese on top. Then it says bake it in the oven for 40 minutes at 350. All right, here is what it looks like before we stick this in the oven. We're gonna put it in the oven. We'll be back in 40 minutes. Okay, it just came out of the oven. It's bubbly hot. It looks amazing. It smells fantastic. It definitely looked a lot better if you put a cup of Parmesan cheese over the top. It makes a beautiful crust, but I'm sure it's gonna taste amazing. We're gonna let this cool down for like 10 minutes, and then this is what's for dinner. Oh, I'm so excited for this. Okay, I'm figuring you get about 1/6 of the casserole. I bet it freezes beautifully because most of the spaghetti squash stuff does. Let us see how it tastes. It's really hot. All right, let's see. It's not as good as Christina's, but it's pretty good. All right, I'm gonna enjoy this. I'm gonna watch a movie, I think, and then figure out dessert. All right, we're gonna end our day with this s'mores bar. I got a Zoom call with my coach in a minute, but this is gonna wrap up our day. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channels and drop some comments down below. What are some of your favorite lean and greens? I'd love to know. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.